Good morning, my friends. I'm going to go for a run. And I want you to know that this is very unusual behavior for me. I am currently looking like an absolute egg right now. Egg chic, you know? I picked up some electrolytes because, what can I say? I fell for the packaging. Just very, 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 very cute packaging. I'm like a workout at home, be cozy kind of gal. I don't like being cold. I don't like being uncomfortable. And it's autumn. Like, it's about to be winter here in Australia. Little drug sachet. I do enjoy the taste. This one is the watermelon. So anyways, I am just going to drink a little bit of this before my run, and I'm going to drink the rest of it after the run. Whew, yeah, that's refreshing. This is genuinely the first time I am going for a morning run by myself. I have recently been part of a run club. It's just me and 3 mates, plus my husband. And we have been consistently going for a run every single Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. for the past 2 months. Very, very, very proud of us because the progress that I personally feel like I've made, let me tell you this right now. I am not a runner. I actually detested running. I didn't like the pain. I didn't like the gruesome sweating. Like, it felt like a grind to me. But my husband loves running. And so sometimes when it was a glorious day outside, I would enjoy a run or two. I just went through seasons. I went through little tiny peaks of my running career. Randomly for 1 month, I would be like obsessed with running. And then after that month would end, I would realize, no, actually, I hate this. And so I would just quit altogether. I would just stop for months and months and months. The last time this running streak hit was probably this time last year. We've picked it up again because I feel like there's just this running craze that is happening right now. And me not wanting to be left behind, I have subscribed to the running craze. Also, it helps because I am surrounded, it seems, by people who are obsessed with running. And so, yeah, that helps boost my morale. So yesterday, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna go for a run by myself at sunrise. Okay, technically it's not sunrise right now. The sun has risen, all right? Like, yeah, you can very clearly see that the sun has risen. I can still see a peak of it on the horizon, okay? It is still horizing. I have no intentions of crushing any PBs at the moment. Okay, so we're rocking a very gray on gray fit right now, as you can see. Also, I bought new running shoes. So, if you are needing motivation to run, my friends, just buy yourself a little pair of running shoes. It does wonders. It does wonders for your mind. This is what Spotify has chosen for me. I'm not mad about it either. Not mad.
Ground floor.
I literally just walked into the grocery store without even realizing that this is what I look like. Oh yeah. Do you see this amount of sweat? Well, anyways, I think that I've successfully embarrassed myself enough today. Been a solid morning so far. But guys, this is the sunlight that I get in my apartment in the morning. Hang on, let me just take off my shoes. Like, hello, Do you see this? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Pace, I'm not too mad about the pace, if I'm gonna be honest, because there were a lot of hills. But we did it. We did a 5K, roughly around a 6-minute pace. Would I do it again? Probably. I feel great. Like, I feel so good. Anyways, I better go shower because I actually have to pop into the office today. So yeah. We have successfully showered. And yeah, I just need to do some of my post-run stretches. Guys, name me a better feeling than showering after a run, and then just, you know, that feeling that you get when you put on some cozy, comfy clothes and then you're all nice and fresh and you've done your skincare and you just feel like I'm better than 90% of the entire world population right now. That is literally the feeling. And guys, that is why we run. That is why we run. It isn't because we actually enjoy the run itself. It is because of the feeling that we get when we finish running and the glory. That's really what it is. That is what all the hype is about. It's about the glory. Ugh. Okay, because I am going into the office today, I am just going to quickly meal prep a little bit of lunch. Just going to heat up a little bit of oil in a pan. Salt the other side. Gonna flip that over. A wee bit of honey. Gonna pop the lid onto that so it can fully cook. I'm only gonna eat half of this. The other half I'll save for my darling husband. That piece is just gonna continue cooking because she's a bit thick. Add in a tiny little bit of butter. Add in my broccolini so we can soak up all those beautiful little chicken juices. Add in a bunch of spinach. Gonna add all my veggies along with half of the meat. Okay, that's for my husband. Gonna add a dollop of yogurt. And then to that, I actually made this kind of like green goddess-esque sauce that I made with like spinach, garlic, miso paste. Add a little bit of that. She's good to go. Look at that, stunning. Okay, it is makeup time, and this is quite literally all the makeup that I use. I try to keep my makeup very, 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 very simple, you know, just that au naturel look. And yes, I'm drinking my second cup of coffee because I have been awake for almost 4 hours. So give me a break. I deserve this. I deserve it. And I am also just snacking on a little bit of my pistachio banana bread that I made in my last snack video. Yeah, that's just gonna tide me over until lunchtime. I am trying to limit my amount of spending at the moment because I did just purchase a bunch of new running gear. Turns out running is kind of an expensive hobby. There's that. That was just the Glossier concealer. And then I'm just taking this little Ilia multi-stick. I swap between my blushes all the time. I have a Mecca one, I have this Ilia one, I have a Rare Beauty one that I really, really like. I just like to swap between those, keep them guessing, you know, never let them know your next move. I just do the high points of my cheek like this. TBH, I've kind of given up on contour and bronzer in general, simply because I don't like too many things on my face. I like to look as much as myself as possibly can on a day-to-day basis, so people don't get a bit of a shock when they see me without makeup, you know? They're not like, she done catfished us. Anyways, gonna put in a little bit of my setting powder on my eyelids because I like to use eyeliner. Cannot be stuffed with eyelashes these days. And that's it, folks. That is literally my entire makeup routine. But yeah, I have to be rolling into the office in the next hour or so, so I'm just gonna finish this up. Alright guys, we are pretty much ready to go to the office. This is the fit, and yes, I did steal one of my husband's tees because I wanted a nice little oversized baggy tee. Apparently I don't own any. I don't know how that's happened, where in my wardrobe I don't own a single baggy tee that I can publicly wear outside. And I'm going to be pairing it with these cute little Mary Janes that I've picked up from Veja. They are the most comfortable shoe of all time. The only flats I reckon I could wear all day, no problem. Got my little Loiter jacket that I actually picked up from a secondhand market for 50 bucks. AUD. AUD. So that's like what, 30 bucks USD? I have my laptop and I have my lunch. My water bottle is in my bag. Ready to go. She's ready to slay the day, everybody. This is what the flats look like. How cute are we? And yes, I'm wearing them with socks because it is cold outside.
Floor 1.
Okay, as you can see, everyone, we are back home from the office. Fridays are actually my half day in the office. And so it is 2:43 right now, and we have some friends coming over for dinner. They're seeing our crib for the first time, even though we moved in December. But that's okay. That's just adult life sometimes, you know what I mean? It's taken us like 4 months to finally execute this dinner. Anyways, I am just going to do a quick little clean of the house. I am quite hungry at the moment, so I will be snacking on one of these for all my Aussie friends out there. I actually really love this stuff. It is that time of the month, and normally I don't like chocolate. Normally, I'm not a chocolate fan, but for some reason, the chocolate stuff always hits the spot for me when it's that time of the month. So, cheerio. I am also going to be snacking on seeded protein bread with some natural crunchy peanut butter. I find myself to be absolutely starving today. So I need to do a little bit more computer work. I need to put together a lookbook for an upcoming event that's happening in June and submit it to my manager for approval. However, in order to work and function the very best that I can, I need to make sure that my house is actually clean before I can start any work. All right, so we are back at the workstation. I've just spent the past hour or so just like cleaning around the house, making sure that the bathroom is spotless. Spotless. I don't know about you, but whenever I go to a person's house, I kind of low-key judge their bathroom. You know what I mean? If it smells nice, if it's clean, and not just people's houses, any establishment, any cafe, any restaurant, any hotel, I judge their bathrooms. I try to make sure that my bathroom is nice, you know. Anyways, I've got my watch, as you can see, on my ankle. We are just going to hop onto the walking pad, finish off my calories for the day. I generally tend to do around 850 active calories. So we just have about 200 more to go. And like I said, I just need to put together a little lookbook for work. And so I'm just going to essentially just hop onto Pinterest. My friends are due to arrive at around 6 p.m. My husband should be coming home anytime soon. It's now 4 o'clock. I think I'm just going to be smashing out some work for the next hour or so. I'm gonna pop down to the shops and start making dinner. So I'm probably going to start that at around 5 o'clock once I finish this up. And that's the plan. Here we are in the elevator once again, and I'm just going to go to the shops to pick up ingredients for dinner. Alrighty, goods have been secured. I picked up a bag of popcorn, as you saw, because I'm thinking that could be like our appetizer. Gonna pop it into a nice looking bowl. So on the menu tonight, I'm just gonna be making that beef cottage cheese bowl, but I'm not really gonna be using cottage cheese. I'm going to be using halloumi. Let's cook this bad boy up.
Hola.
I actually picked up this at the supermarket, which is this chili lime. Sprinkle of that. Dash of dried Italian herbs. Nice toss. Separate bowl, I'm just gonna whisk up some gochujang, because I am going to make a gochujang satay. Then I'm gonna add a bunch of peanut butter to that. Just a little bit of stevia. That was black Chinese vinegar, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt because I actually have run out of soy sauce. Then I'm just going to mix that all together. Gonna add all of that to my beef. Alrighty, so the beef is done and it's looking juicy. Honestly, the key to these bowls is making sure that your beef is seasoned really, really, really well. So we are just going to pop the lid on, take it off the heat, add a new pan, and into this I am going to cook up the halloumi. Then we're just going to use one of the pieces to spread the oil around slightly. I'm just putting oil in it so that it doesn't stick to the pan, so I can get a nice little char. Now I'm gonna grab my beautiful broccolini. We're also just going to flash fry this as well. Okay, so honestly, broccolini looks really, really nice when you keep it whole like this. However, the functionality of actually being able to eat it like this is next to nothing. So I will be just cutting it into thirds just to make the actual eating experience a little bit easier. Okay, so instead of the cottage cheese, which I think is a little bit boring, and honestly, not everyone loves the texture of cottage cheese, I'm just gonna do a little yogurt dip because I think with a meal like this, you definitely want something cold and tangy. So I'm just gonna add a touch of lemon juice, and then using that same little chili and lime seasoning from before. Gonna add a bit of honey to this as well. Just gonna have a little drizzle down the middle like that. Some black pepper. It's looking pretty cute. Gonna add her to the mix right in the middle.